Hi, welcome to the first episode of Let's Learn Guitar Together. This is really designed for people learning guitar to make it more fun and to make it easier to play, as well as give you kind of a foundation for learning the whole guitar uh, fretboard in a way that you typically don't learn when you're first starting out. When I first started out, it was probably how you are playing, just learning chords like this and playing in that type of way. Uh, it's not a bad thing, of course. It's how most people learn. But a couple of things happen. One is it gets hard, my fingers hurt, or it gets difficult to play chords, and people get frustrated and they quit playing. And that's the last thing you want to have happen, especially if it's an interest that you have. So shout out to Saki in Japan and Kareem in New York who are just starting out. Um, yeah, hopefully this will help you in enjoying the guitar a lot more and advance your skills faster too. Uh, the other thing that happens is you actually learn how to play all this stuff just like me. And you learn playing lots of things and learn all your songs with chords that are very simple, 3 or 4 chord songs. In fact, I just saw a video that said, learn 4 chords, learn 1,000 songs. And that's kind of the problem because you start to play 1,000 songs and you never leave. And basically, we should just have a guitar with 3 frets. So this is to really think differently about how to play guitar. So what we're going to learn is one, the notes on this whole fretboard. And if we do that, we're probably going to be in the top 25% of all guitar players. Because most average guitar players, like myself, if I can put myself on that level, would never even think about doing that. I've written many songs, probably close to 100 songs. I don't know what key they're in. And I hardly know sometimes what chords I'm playing because it just sounds good and that works. It's okay, right? But it's not probably the best way to learn things. And I wish I had learned this before. The second thing we're going to learn is the major scale. And that's going to really kind of teach us how notes work together and an introduction to scales and melody. And we'll be able to actually play some lead and melody very easily over those. And I'll show you how to do that. Third thing we're going to do is learn how to play chords, just like you're learning and struggling, kind of stretch your fingers for a C or making that F chord. We're going to do it in a really easy way, just on the first 3 strings, G, B, and E. And we'll use 4 different patterns. So we're actually going to be learning a lot, play lots of chords, but just in kind of an easier way. And the last thing we're going to do is learn some keys. Like I said, I've written 100 songs and I didn't know what key they were in. But once you start to learn keys, it really opens up a lot about how to put chords together and how melody works and how notes kind of work within that and how to play lead over those keys too. So that's really kind of the key thing that we're going to learn, those 4 things, at least initially. So the first lesson is learning the notes on the fretboard. We're going to learn 2 strings. We're going to learn the 2nd string, which is the B, and the first string, which is the E. So we're going to learn all the notes throughout this. Now, typically when you learn, you start over here on an open E string and work your way up, just similar to kind of focusing on those first 3 chords. So what I'd like you to do is go to your 12th fret, which is generally marked by 2 dots. That is actually an E string. It's an octave up. So it's the same type of notes that you'd be playing up here that you would here. So let's go to E, and we're going to learn, that's my dog, Hershey. He wants to jump up, but you'll have to wait a little bit, Hershey. So E, and we go to F. But F is only a half step up. So that means 1 fret. So we go E, F, which is 13th fret, G, which is 2 frets up, a whole step, A, which is 2 frets up, B, which is 2 frets up, and again we experience a 1 fret or a half step, which is a C. So starting back on our E on the 12th, 1 fret F, up 2 frets G, up 2 frets A, up 2 frets B, and 1 fret C. So we want to learn, not necessarily these notes here, but we want to learn the notes on the fretboard for E. So let's work backwards. So we have an E, a D, a C. Remember, it's a half step back to a B, 1 fret, then to an A, then to a G, then to an F, and back to an E. So counting up, an E to an F is a half step, 2 frets is a G, 2 frets is an A, 2 frets is a B, 1 fret is a C, 2 frets is a D, back to E. So I want you to learn all of that. So say, hey, this is an A, this is an F, this is a G, this is a B, this is a C, this is a D, and that's an E. That's an F, that's a G. Just make that sure that works in your mind. And the same thing with a B. So we started a B, go to the 12th, it's a B again. But now we know it's 1 step up to a C, 2 steps to a D, 2 steps to an E, and a half step to an F, 2 steps to a G. Let's work our way back again. So this is B, comes before that is a whole step to an A, whole step to a G, whole step to an F, whole step, half step to an E, whole step to a D, whole step to a C, a whole step or half step down to B again. So B, C, D, E, half step F, G, whole step A, whole step B, and we made it. So that's what I want you to learn for this episode, this lesson. Don't spend any time doing this. Forget this stuff right now. Plenty of time to get there. We're actually going to work our way up, and then by the time we get back here, it's going to be just simple as can be. So for this lesson, learn the notes on the B string, which is the second, and E string, which is the third. So until next episode, we'll see you later. Peace. Have a good time.